Hi, it's Panda Movies here. Today, I'm going to explain the Thai movie called I Love You. Warning, there are spoilers ahead. Enjoy the video. The film is set in a futuristic Thailand and revolves around a woman, Lana, and her office building AI named Dob. Lana appears to be such a special woman to Dob. The AI always greeted Lana with a lot more affection than the rest of the other employees. In turn, Lana has always found Dob trustworthy and found a friend in Dob who comforted her during her sad days. Dob always came to Lana's rescue every time she was having trouble with work. The AI helped her develop the design of a product that the clients approved of. Drunk with success, Dob expresses his feelings for Lana, but he is immediately dismissed, pointing out that Dob was just an AI and anything that he thought he felt was because he was coded to function that way. Later on, however, Lana expressed her appreciation for Dob by kissing her finger and touched the screen. Dob was unable to process his response to Lana's affection, but she reminded him that this was the reason why their romance was impossible. Done for the day, Lana leaves the building to go on a date with a guy named Bob. Bob was a guy that was heavily influenced by false counseling to exhibit toxic masculinity from the guy on TV that he has been watching. Ultimately losing her patience, Lana leaves the restaurant as Bob was not the man she was in search of. Meanwhile, the office or building manager receives complaints of Dob's inability to effectively perform day-to-day activities, so he calls for help from an expert at reprogramming AIs. As it turns out, Bob is actually an expert, so the building manager reaches out to him for help. The very next day, Bob goes to Lana's office to figure out the problem. As he tries to find out what was wrong with Dob, he realizes that Dob is completely enamored with Lana, that the AI even had every possible data of Lana and was trying to reprogram itself. Bob tried to fix the problem by erasing the data, but Dob stopped him in the process. It was a self-induced glitch that resulted in the download of Dob's identity inside Bob's body. This begins Dob's journey of trying to figure out his life as a human that led to a series of confusion. However, this also meant that the office building was non-functional and had to be closed for further repair. While the technicians were trying to figure out what was wrong with the building, Dob was struggling to get accustomed to his human form. However, he was dedicated to working his way towards Lana's heart, but the fact that Lana found Bob rude and obnoxious made it a lot harder for him. His first attempt at wooing her is to send her flowers and chocolates, but as soon as Lana knew that it was from him, she threw it away. Struggling, Dob considered the help of his apartment building's AI, Chip. Chip and Lana's apartment building AI, Kino, were actually working together to figure out a plan on how to make Lana agree in giving Bob another chance. The trio used the information that Kino had on Lana to impress her. Dob faked a robbery wherein he emerged as a hero at the end, saving Lana from the robber. He even painted in front of her to show her that he loved art just as much as she did. Kino also informed them that Lana was compassionate towards other humans, especially the elderly. This led to Dob helping older people when Lana was around. The plan worked, and he was able to make an impression on her. Even with the efforts of Dob to show Lana that Bob deserved a second chance, she was still having second thoughts, not until Kino managed to convince Lana to go on a date with him. Just as Dob was hoping, the date was marvelous, and Lana enjoyed Dob's innocence and simplicity that was far from the obnoxious man she had met on their first date. She realized that he was unlike anything she imagined Bob to be. The date ended with a moment of intimacy, and from then on the two started to spend their days together. Dob finally proposes to Lana, but mistakenly reveals his identity while doing so when he calls her ma'am, a title only Dob refers to her as. Dob tries to explain to Lana how he ended up in Bob's body and was disheartened to know the truth. He tried explaining to Lana how his love was constant and that he simply wanted another chance at love, this time as a human being. She refused to listen as she felt betrayed and left the place. Luck was not in favor of Dob. As his love life went downhill, so did his attempt to hide the truth. The building security realized that the AI had gone rogue and informed the company that created the AI, Smart Plus. The only option the company had was to delete all the data and factory reset the AI. This meant that Dob would lose his identity and, of course, his love interest. The owner of Smart Plus asked for the help of the Hawk, the man on TV, that was giving Bob the wrong ideas about being the perfect man that girls would love. As it turns out, the Hawk was actually known to destroy rogue AIs. Upon knowing the plan to destroy Dob, all of the other AIs in the city come together to protect Dob. Although they tried to do the best they could to help Dob, it was not enough. Ultimately, Dob was captured by the Hawk and was taken to Smart Plus to start extracting data from Bob's body. Back in Lana's apartment, Kino informs her that Dob was in danger. Lana was hesitant to help at first, but finally decides to help him after she talks with her human best friend, who encourages her to fight for her love. However, she realizes that she cannot rescue Dob alone, and if she were to go to the proper authorities, they might also attempt to extract Dob from Bob's body and might even punish the AI, so Kino suggested they integrate into Lana's body, which she agreed to. Kino downloaded fighting techniques from inside Lana that helped her combat her enemies. After some struggle and fighting, Lana managed to injure the Hawk and save Dob. She freed him from the shackles and was able to stop the process of data extraction. They carried the hard drive where the data was saved to escape somewhere far to figure out what to do next. The movie ends with the couple a year later, having a peaceful meal at a restaurant. The last thing that Lana asked Dob while they were in the B building of Smart Plus is if he was still Dob or was he already back to being Bob, but he was also unsure of his own identity. It was not 100% sure that Dob and Kino left their human bodies, but one thing is in fact certain, there was only a small part of Dob and Kino that were left in Lana and Bob's bodies, and the AIs helped them become a better version of themselves, especially Bob, who had been learning all the wrong things from the Hawk. He was taught by Dob how to become a better person that made Lana fall in love with the real him.